What she is failing to mention here is that she had her, what we assume to be ex-boyfriend, over at the same time with our daughter.
We're going to talk about that in a second. So you agree to do it, and everybody agrees that the agreed upon price was $1,000, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was going to be a 1-week gig, and then whether at the 1-week mark, Ravi was going to fly back, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're taking care of her, and she's how old again? I'm sorry.
She's 8.
8. And so are you taking her to school? How is this? What is going on? Or is this during the summer?
No, I'm taking her to school. I take her to school, pick her up from school. We do homework together, just hang out, play, watch her TV shows that she likes. We just have a good time, and I'm caring for her like they would, but they're away, so now it's me.
But it's a job, and apparently you had your boyfriend there?
Yes, because she
How
was
often
dropped
was your
off
boyfriend
at my
staying
house.
there?
Yes.
Okay. Like, who gave you permission to have your boyfriend at your job? In other words, you know, like, a job is a job, and when you're there, you do your work, you know? So if you wanted to have a man staying there too, which I wouldn't, if I had my 8-year-old, I wouldn't want a man there, any man. I don't want any man, much less a man I don't like, because apparently they don't like your boyfriend.
They do not.
Right. And
but a lot of other people don't have a problem with him, but they have always seemed to have problems with him.
That's a ringing endorsement. A lot of people don't have a problem with my boyfriend.
They've had this vendetta with him since they met him.
Do you know why?
They have a personal problem. I don't know why. He's a great guy.
Have they ever said to you why they don't like him?
They just say that they don't like him. They don't like the way he treats me, but they
Have you
know.
said why you don't like him?
Oh, we have multiple reasons to believe why he is a bad fit for her and anyone else in general,
Why?
Your Honor. He is very verbally abusive. He is rude. He does not know how to maintain himself in public. He definitely does not treat
Give me
Sophie
examples.
well.
Those are conclusions on your part. Give me examples of things he said or done.
He uses extremely foul language around Sophie, which to begin with was a big red flag for us.
They weren't even
Secondly,
there.
Hold on one second. Go on.
Secondly, we have seen him mistreat Alicia in so
How?
many ways. He has
How?
been yelling at her. He's threatened her. He's threatened to hurt her.
Threatened her how?
He's just threatened to hurt her physically. He's never done anything physically.
No, don't gloss over that. How did he threaten to harm her physically? What language did he use?
I remember once they were having an argument. I don't really know about what, but it got so heated. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. We were over at her sister's place, and we just heard, "If you don't get out of my face right now, I'm going to slap you." He used a lot of curse words, and that's just not something we want to be around.
And you had expressed to her that you did not like him.
We made it
But
very
aside from that, it's a man, and she's 8 years old, and I'm sorry. Like, what makes you think that you can just shack up with somebody when you're working? Like, that's the part, I guess.
It's my home. It's my house, and I don't have to run every aspect of my life and my relationship by them. And he's not what they're making him out. He's not this big
I don't really
villain.
care if he's the second coming of Jesus Christ. You know, I care that you had agreed to take care of a child, and then you brought another element in there that you had not really run by them.
Yes.
Which you should run by them. They expect that only you are going to be taking, because that's the deal, is that you are going to be taking care of the child. They didn't expect that. And you also, like, the part that I guess bothers me is that it's not like this is an unknown entity. They have expressed to you that they don't like him.
Which I think is unreasonable.
And you guys had broken up. And they thought you were still broken up, but as it turns out, you guys went back.
Yes.
But they didn't know that you guys went back. So they certainly had no reason to believe that the guy would be there, aside from just because it's a job and he shouldn't be there. Aside from that, they also believed, because they know you very well, and they thought you'd broken up, and the guy wasn't around, and they told you that they didn't like him. And then all of a sudden, presto, he's there every day. And how does it go between him and Sophie?
Not great. Sophie was not being a good kid. She really wasn't. She was being a terror. She was being incredibly rude and incredibly demanding and really
Hold on
obnoxious.
1 second, folks. You weren't there.
And I don't know.
How so? That's another conclusion, and I want the facts.
If she was hungry when she should normally just ask me and tell me, she would just throw a fit.
How so? How did she throw a fit?
She would just yell, especially if he was there,
yell
at
and say what?
him.
Yell and say what?
Like, feed me. Like, as if we hadn't been attending to her and I hadn't asked her what she needed. She'd just been yelling, like, feed me, or I'm hungry.
Please do not interrupt her.
I don't have anything to eat here, or I want McDonald's, or it's just something
Okay, but I'm pretty sure
unreasonable.
what she was about to say is it sounds like an 8-year-old, which it does. So,
well, the severity of the fit sounds like a child, but 8 years old, she should have some semblance of boundaries. She was yelling at him. She was rude for no reason.
I don't know
if it was...
Stop. What was she yelling at him for?
He streams on websites, and he has his screen. Yeah, he games so they can see him and people can see.
Pay on the website to watch him play a game.
Yes, it's his work.
Is this not a great country or what? You know, and it's not just this country; it's all over. All right, so he streams, and
that's his job.
Okay.
So he was streaming, he was gaming, he wasn't bothering anyone, and I don't know if it's
he has his own place though, right?
Yes.
But he was working at your place.
Yes.
Okay, so go on.
I don't know if it's because she wanted attention, because she's an only child and she's used to getting all the attention, but she just was getting in his face, like trying to take the controller and
she wanted
trying to be a part of it.
Okay,
I guess so. And then she ended up breaking
to her?
Like to stop, give him his space. He was being really lenient and keeping his cool for a very long time, but at the end of the day, like, boundaries need to be set. And she's a child,
how did he set the boundary?
He told her that she needed to go and maybe play with toys or go watch her show and just leave him in his space.
And what did she say to that?
Wisdom, they say, it's profitable to direct. Book of Ecclesiastes. I repeat, wisdom is profitable to direct. I don't have any issues with the man coming to the house and going. But I have issues with the man staying in the house, eating your food, working from your home, boyfriend or no boyfriend. What happened to the man visiting you and going back to his house? But instead, when you allow the man to be in the same house where you're doing your job with an 8-year-old child, yelling and screaming for the child, you know the whole of things that will be done to this child, even in your absence. Let's continue watching this case to see what happened. And from the way the case is going, I think the plaintiff is not going to be getting anything from that. Let's continue watching and see what happened.
She just kept getting in his face. She said, no, or I don't want to, or you're not the boss of me, you're not my dad, and kept trying to take the controller, and she ended up breaking it.
She broke his controller?
Yes, she broke it.
Okay. So did you ever contact them and say, listen, I need you to talk to Sophie because this is happening and
No.
Did you ever contact them and say, Sophie's not getting along with my boyfriend, who I know you hate, and who is staying here with Sophie?
No.
Right.
I didn't want to cause them more stress because I knew they were already going through.
No, I know a way you can
Right.
And a way you cannot cause them stress is to not have your boyfriend there and have him work from his own house and not be there around their 8-year-old without their permission. That's a way you can cause them no stress. When do you talk to Sophie and figure out what's what around here?
We had been speaking to her every single day to check in. We would call Alicia, say, hey, put Sophie on the phone. How's the day going? First day, it was pretty good. Second day, we could tell her voice was just a little off, but we chalked it up to she's probably tired, whatever, misses mom and dad. By day 3, we hear a man's voice in the background yelling, and we say, Sophie, whose voice is that? And she says, oh, it's some guy named Peter. And we knew exactly who that was. We were under the impression that they had been broken up for over a year.
So did you pick up the phone and call Alicia and say, what's what?
Yeah, I said, put Alicia on the phone right now. And yeah, I was stern. That's my daughter, and I care about her.
So what'd you say
safety.
to Alicia?
I said, why would Peter ever be there? Is Peter actually at your house? And she confirmed he was. And so I said, okay, this is not okay with me. This is not okay with us. I'm going to do whatever I can to find someone who can watch him for the meantime.
And what did Alicia say to you then?
She said that was ridiculous, and I can make Peter leave or whatever she was trying to do. At this point, I don't trust you anymore. I don't trust that you have my daughter's best interest at heart. When you could have told me in the first place. I would have never, ever agreed to having her watch my daughter if I knew that Peter was going to be there in the first place. That never would have happened.
In fairness, I asked her if she ever told you that Peter was there. Did you ever say, whatever you do, I don't want Peter there?
Well, we were under the impression that they had been broken up. There would have been no reason.
You didn't bring it up. She didn't bring it up.
No, but
she's the one who knows they went back together. You don't know that.
She knew how we felt. The severe disdain. We've made that abundantly clear.
Did you find somebody else to take your daughter?
So I was able to reach out to my friend Gina. She couldn't watch her for the full time because of her work schedule. So I texted her she could take her just for the day while Ravi had to get a new flight and change all of.
Did the two of you come back? Okay, but you stayed, right?
No, I stayed because my mother was still on her deathbed.
Okay, all right. Did your mother pass?
She has since passed.
I'm sorry, honey. All right, so now, all right, so they feel that you breached the contract by bringing a man in. You feel that they're being ridiculous and.
Yes, overreacting, helicopter parents. They didn't have to come back.
Okay, are you a parent? Are you a parent?
I'm not.
Okay, I also did all of my best parenting before I actually had children. And here's the thing. No, and I agree with you that a lot of us, because I think I tried to fight the tide of helicopter parenting, but I lost most of the time. In fact, I still lose now. When they have a problem, I just can't wait to be needed, and I try to solve it, and I have to catch myself and realize that they're in their 20s, and they should be solving their own problems, and so I sit back and say, that's not how I would have solved it, but that's what parenting is. It is not helicopter parenting to not want a man they don't like around their 8-year-old. It's just not. Okay, they hired you to do a job, and if your job was going to include a man living there and having contact with their daughter, the onus was on you to let them know that. It really was. Okay, now I understand that you called it quits and that you decided to come back early and that is super inconvenient and everything else. Why say you that she doesn't get paid a penny for the days that she did take care of your daughter and you didn't have to find somebody else to take her?
She felt tormented by Peter. She told us that he screamed at her for breaking a plate, and he was just being extremely rude and scary towards her. And we feel like she's been scarred. We're terrified of even bringing her around Alicia now.
Well, don't bring her around Alicia.
Definitely not.
I don't understand. Like, when you say you're terrified of bringing her around Alicia, are your families so close that that'll happen anyway?
Well, we're still
and that's
friends
what creates
with her sister,
a problem now with my best friend. Now it's awkward since there's this issue with her sister, but
it wouldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, can't you avoid the issue?
Oh, we definitely plan to avoid in every way possible.
If you had paid me, then it wouldn't be as big an issue. If
you were negligent at the end of the day.
Okay, hold on. Stop talking to each other. The time for that has passed.
There wouldn't be so much awkwardness, Your Honor, had they paid me. Because I did. The fact of the matter is, they were going to pay me.
Why didn't you offer to pay her a reduced amount? Like, okay, so it's X amount for the number of days, and if you feel that it was deficient, then a reduced amount. Because the bottom line is, you did get childcare for how many days? 4 days out of the 7.
Yes.
So, and I get it that you ended up. Did you change your flight?
Yes, and it cost an additional close to $400.
Yeah, we had to pay this extra money. Plus, we were not aware of the situation going on. We felt it was very negligent. You should get paid for doing the job. She didn't do the job that we were going to pay her for.
And we were under completely false notions of safety.
I mean, I can't get past that. When you say I don't have to adjust my life, no, but you have to inform them.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a man in the house where their 8-year-old is. I'm sorry. That is not helicopter parenting. And they have no reason to believe that you've gone back with them because you haven't told them. And you had broken up with her. So they're thinking it's just you and Sophie. And they're thinking this is great. Sophie likes her. She's babysat for her before. It'll be okay. Look, the bottom line is, Ms. Davis, I think you breached by having a man there sleeping in the same place as their daughter without informing them that would happen in your workplace. It is essentially a workplace for that week. I believe that you should have told them and let them decide whether they still wanted to leave the child there or wanted to make a different arrangement. If you had told them, I think that they would have made a different arrangement because they didn't like him.
Well,
and I think that's the reason why you didn't tell them, because you knew they would have made a different arrangement. And I don't think that's fair. I also don't think it's fair that she not get paid a penny. Because you did have child care, even if it wasn't the one you bargained for, you still did have child care. I'm going to order you to pay her $400 verdict for the plaintiff, because it was what it would be by the day would be $572. I'm arbitrarily deciding what the breach, ended up discounting it for you. This is what happens when folks don't resolve things before they come to a judge. I'm the one who decides what it's worth, and then you don't like it and you don't like it. That's usually how it works. But that's what I'm doing. $400, verdict for the plaintiff. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Now, even though I don't entirely agree with the way the case went, but we should also be honest and truthful to ourselves that the plaintiff, which is the nanny, had taken care of the child for 4 days out of 7 days. That is 4 out of 7, remaining 3 days. And whether the parents like it or not, the nanny deserves to get something, not the full payment. I don't know how they did their calculations, but I think the amount that was awarded to the plaintiff, she deserved it. Even though she was wrong, she don't have any right. This is just like you working in an establishment, an office, and you're telling me that you are allowed to bring in your man into the office during working hours. There is time for everything. It's also in the Bible. That is my own opinion. But tell me what you think in the comment section below.